Intercultural Communication, paper presentation number 2 by myself, Daniel McIntosh. Cultural space, how it's defined and my understanding of it. According to our text, cultural space is defined as the communicative practices that construct meanings in, through, and about particular places. While there is accuracy to this definition, I would word it differently. My understanding of cultural space is that it is to be defined as a place in which a person can engage in both the appreciation of and attempts to understand particular cultures that they may or may not already be a part of. In other words, a place where someone can feel free to enjoy themselves, feel safe among their own demographic, express their identities without fear of disapproval, and practice customs with respect to their cultural beliefs. My choice of cultural space and why I consider it to be one. I would consider the internet to be a cultural space, even if it's a virtual one in nature. I would consider it to be one because on the internet I have the freedom to express myself through writing, such as by working on a novel, having serious discussions about societal topics that matter to me, listening to and discussing music from artists who have impacted significant periods of growth in my life, or talking through hard experiences with friends who are far away from me. In this cultural space, I have the freedom to enjoy, share, and create entertaining and or meaningful content, such as jokes, tutorial videos that provide help for real-world activities / assignments, or gameplay clips / streams, in order to connect with people who share similar interests and backgrounds. And in this cultural space, I have the freedom to communicate with both my friends and with people from different backgrounds about our favorite pastimes, or to simply connect with them for doing fun group activities, sharing music, playing games together, discussing art, or simply recommending our favorite TV shows / movies that we like to reminisce over. Pardon the delay. For themes / patterns that emerge from my cultural space, um, for verbal communication, people on the sites and apps that I frequent typically speak to each other normally via texting and chat rooms that websites set aside for them. For nonverbal communication, using emojis, pictures, or videos to express one's thoughts and feelings while talking to someone can be frequently seen. Um, For both, the aforementioned methods of communication here can be used in tandem. Additionally, people can speak directly to one another via voice and or video calls where two or more individuals can see and or hear each other while communicating. And regarding the power relations within this cultural space, typically people who are conversing with each other online can be considered equals when talking with one another, though that can also depend on their dynamics with people who they know in the real world. However, there are rules and regulations to consider when it comes to communicating with people, and usually this can be moderated by companies and people who monitor the activity on their platforms, be it for safety reasons or for making sure that conversations are conducted in an orderly manner without any problems, such as system errors or people who are deliberately causing trouble. What I have learned. From studying the internet as a cultural space within which I feel personally connected to, I've learned to appreciate it a lot more than before. Prior to having done so, I more or less took it for granted as just another resource for me to use, but I realize now that it's a privilege to be a part of this cultural space. For me, it does feel different for me when I'm not using the internet. While I am perfectly content and capable with engaging in meaningful dialogue with people in the real world, the internet has opened up and created a lot of new friendships, experiences, and opportunities for me. So without it, I definitely feel like I'd be losing a part of both who I am as a person and what I believe in. The internet has impacted my cultural identity due to how much freedom it has given me to connect with people on so many levels. I once gave up on the idea of being able to make friends due to how often I've moved from place to place. But with the internet, I have formed bonds and connections with people and places that have helped me realize just how much more there is to life than just what I have seen or heard in the real world. With the internet, I no longer feel completely confined or as alone as I once did. And that is my presentation.